From the Mona Lisa to works by Picasso himself, the most expensive paintings in the world are so costly because they are masterpieces that are in very short supply. But just how expensive is a classic piece of art? Follow along with us as we find out. Before we dive in, make sure that you don't miss our next video and subscribe with the button down below. Number 5, 1948 by Jackson Pollock. $185.4 million. Jackson Pollock was a pioneer in the abstract expressionism art movement. His paintings showcase movement in a way never seen before in artwork, and when looking at one of his pieces, you can easily picture every arm movement that he made. Because of this, his pieces are extremely recognizable and very valuable. Number 5, 1948 is a great example of a typical Jackson Pollock painting and showcases bright strokes of yellow and blue on a background of darker gray and red strokes. The abstract drip painting sold for $140 million in 2006, which makes it worth $185.4 million today. It is currently secretly nestled in a private collection, though there are speculations about whose collection it is. Couché by Amedo Modigliani, $189.1 million. Also known as Reclining Nude, Couché is an Italian piece that was created at the beginning of the 20th century by Amedo Modigliani. This painting is one of Modigliani's most famous pieces, leading many people that know nothing about art to still be able to recognize it as his work. The painting showcases a dark-haired woman lying naked on a blue pillow. Her background, what we presume to be the bed, is red with different lighter accents. The beautiful woman is the entire focus of the painting, and everything else is detailed in a way that brings your attention back to her. Couché was sold to billionaire Liu Yiqian on November 9, 2015, and is currently in his private collection. At the time, it sold for $170.4 million. Today, it is worth $189.1 million. The Femmes d'Alger, version O, by Pablo Picasso, $199 million USD. This painting is one of the most unique works that Picasso ever accomplished. Why, you ask? Well, over his career, Picasso painted 15 different versions of this particular painting. This specific version, O, was painted in 1955 and was the last version to be done. Inspired by the painting The Woman of Algiers in Their Apartment by Eugene Delacroix, this work of art sold for $179.3 million in 2015. In 2021, it is worth a whopping $199 million. Portrait of Marten Soolmans and Portrait of Oopjen Coppit by Rembrandt, $199.8 million USD. This set of paintings showcases Marten Soolmans and Oopjen Coppit before their wedding. They were a couple of jet-setters, and a painting like this was very rare for anyone other than aristocrats or monarchs, since they were full-length paintings. For a long time, the paintings were called Marten and Machteld, as many thought that Oopjen was actually Marten's first wife Machteld until 1956. These paintings are always displayed together, and rightfully so. Could you imagine Romeo without Juliet? Painted in 1634, this rich set was sold to both the Rijksmuseum in Amsterdam and the Louvre Museum in Paris, France. The two museums take turns showcasing the paintings. Portrait of Marten Soolmans and Portrait of Oopjen Coppit were purchased by the two museums in 2015 for $180 million, which is equivalent to $199.8 million today. The set was kept in the private estate of the Rothschild family for generations, and even hung over someone's bed at one point. Now they can be viewed and enjoyed by all. Number 6. Violet, Green, and Red by Rothko, $208 million. An abstract expressionism piece characterized by its dark background illuminated by bright bands of color, Number 6, Violet, Green, and Red, was painted in 1951 by Rothko. It was the most expensive painting by Rothko at the time it was sold. This painting currently belongs to the private estate of Dmitry Rybolovlev, who is a Russian billionaire. Rybolovlev is actually in a legal battle over this painting, as he believes he was misled about the true price and value of this piece. Number 6, Violet, Green, and Red was sold in 2014 for $186 million. Today it is worth $208 million. Number 17A by Jackson Pollock, $222 million. Another classic Jackson Pollock, number 17A, encompasses bright and beautiful colors paired with a variety of drips and strokes. This abstract form of painting is what Expressionism is all about, and is why Pollock is renowned for his work within the movement. Number 17A was sold to Kenneth C. Griffin in 2015 for $200 million. In 2021, this painting is worth an impressive $222 million. If you'd like to see it up close and personal, it is currently being loaned to the Art Institute of Chicago and is available for public viewing. The Card Players by Paul Cézanne, $297.2 million. The Card Players is a painting featuring, you guessed it, card players. This vividly detailed Impressionist style painting is a big contributor to the movement that we now call modern art. It is part of a series of 5 paintings, most of which are in major world-renowned museums around the world. In 2011, when the Card Players went to auction, it was the most expensive painting ever to be sold. This revolutionary piece is currently owned by the royal family of Qatar, and they paid a whopping $250 million for it, which translates to $297.2 million by today's standards. Nafea Ipoipo, When Will You Marry Me? By Paul Gauguin, $332.9 million. After a trip to Tahiti in 1891, Paul Gauguin painted Nafea Ipoipo, When Will You Marry Me, to combine and showcase his love for the beautiful country itself, and also the women of the country. The 2 women that are the focal point of this painting are displayed as strong yet feminine providers and are cast in the middle of the landscape of Tahiti. The post-impressionist work was sold in 2015 to an undisclosed recipient, though many believe that the royal family of Qatar purchased it. It sold for $300 million, which made a tie for the most expensive painting ever sold at the time. Today it is worth $332.9 million. Interchange by Willem de Kooning, $332.9 million. Have you been wondering what Gauguin's painting tied with for the most expensive ever sold in 2015? I'll give you a hint, it's an abstract art piece painted by a Dutch-American Expressionist painter. If you guessed Interchange by Willem de Kooning, you are correct. This abstract landscape piece sold for $300 million in 2015, at the same time that Gauguin's Nafea Ipoipo, When Will You Marry Me sold. It is now worth $332.9 million and belongs to Kenneth Griffin, who also owns number 17A by Pollock. Similar to Pollock's painting, Griffin has loaned Interchange to the Art Institute of Chicago so that it can be enjoyed by the public. Mona Lisa by Leonardo da Vinci, $868.6 million. Leonardo da Vinci is one of the most renowned people of all time. He was a scientist, an engineer, an architect, a sculptor, and a brilliant painter. His most famous piece is titled The Mona Lisa, and it is one of the most recognizable paintings in the entire world. It is modeled after Lisa Gherardini, who was the wife of a cloth merchant in Florentine named Francesco del Giocondo. It is no surprise that this holds the record for the most expensive painting in the world. The Mona Lisa is currently held in the Louvre Museum in Paris, France. It was insured in 1962 for $100 million. When adjusted for inflation, it is worth $868.6 million today. Art can move you to tears, to laughter, or to your wallet. These masterpieces, though expensive, are priceless expressions of a time that will never be again. Which of these paintings was your favorite? Do you have any prints of any famous pieces of art? Let us know in the comments below. If you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on our next video. Thank you for watching.